The DJ Zedd has a modern mansion out in Bel Air, California that he's been trying to sell for about a year and a half now. But after a total of $8 million worth of price reductions, he still can't find a buyer for this one-of-a-kind 5-bedroom contemporary estate. As one of the top DJs on the planet with a net worth of around $50 million by most estimates, you would think that it's no big deal that Zedd hasn't sold his home yet because he's got the money to just sit on it until the right buyer comes along. But Zedd has already moved on and bought another $15 million mansion in Encino, California, so something tells me that he's starting to feel the pressure to get this old house sold. The seller's agent for Zedd's Beverly Hills mansion considers it to be one of the finest properties in Beverly Hills. Today we'll check out the listing together and be the judge of that. And while we're at it, we'll also review his new 9-bedroom home in Encino that he picked up from Joe Jonas. For anybody who's never heard of Zedd before, he is a DJ and record producer from Russia who draws tens of thousands of people to his shows where he performs his records. The LA area is a pretty common home base for DJs like Zedd, partly because it's not uncommon for DJs to collab with other artists on their albums, so it kind of just makes sense to live in the Hollywood region where a lot of these artists also live. Zedd's old house is sitting at 3000 Benedict Canyon Drive on the northern outskirts of Beverly Hills, and if we pull up the Zillow listing and scroll down to the price history, you can see he bought the house in 2018 for $16 million bucks. He lived in it for just a few years, and then he listed it for sale in July of 2021 for $26,500,000. What's crazy is that you can see here he actually got a buyer for this house right away, but that deal unfortunately fell out of contract, so he had to put the house back up for sale. After this deal fell apart, Zedd eventually reduced the price down to $24,995,000 in December of 2021. He dropped it another $2 million in April of 2022. It went down another $1 million in August of 22. He dropped it another $2 million in September of 22. And this most recent price drop cuts the price another $1.5 million, which just happened the other day, putting the latest asking price of this home at $18,499,000. Zedd still technically has this house priced higher than what he paid for it just a few years back, but man, I'm sure that this stings for him. He has had to drop the price $8 million since he originally put the house up for sale just a year and a half ago. Moving on to the photos, this house is way cool. They start with this drone shot that's looking at the house from the front yard all the way to the backyard with the L-shaped home in the middle. This is what you see at nighttime when you're driving up to the house or walking up to the front door. Speaking of the front door, this is another one of those houses that's got water on either side of the entryway with a big pivot door to get inside. There's a few different seating spaces in this house, but I think this is the main living area, and it's pretty cool because you've got the couches here, there's a little pool of water over here to the left, and then there's a big tree inside of the house over there by the front door. The kitchen's cool. I mean, it definitely doesn't look like a $20 million kitchen to me, but I like the finishes. What I like more though is this corner wall of windows that opens up into the backyard. That is awesome. Out back, of course, you have a little outdoor kitchen over there to the left. You've got the dining room table with the umbrella over top, the huge pool with the infinity edge, and then this big seating area with a fire pit. Here's another one of the seating areas with a huge fireplace here, great views in the back, floor to ceiling walls of glass, and bonus point to anybody who can put in the comments what type of chair it is, that happens to be one of my favorite chairs. Of course, a house like this is outfitted with a movie theater. It's got a huge and spa-like master bathroom. The views carry on throughout the house no matter what room you're in. There's a spa/gym area that looks like it's right off the backyard. And then you can see in this final drone shot, it's got this long, windy driveway that takes you up past that front door and then around here to the garage. Now, if you have any experience buying and selling real estate, you know that if you have your house up for sale and it's not selling, it only boils down to one thing: you're priced too high. I pulled up Zillow to check out what was going on in this immediate area and what other homes were going for, and check it out. So I've got right here in the center is Zedd's house priced at 18.5. You can see the homes that are closest to his aren't anywhere close to that price point. We've got 6.6, 6.7, 11 million, 5.5 million, $999,000, that one's just a lot of land. And then $249,000, I have no idea what's going on there. As you branch out though into this circle kind of beyond that immediate region, you still just have a bunch of like 1.7, 3.5, 2.3, 1.7. Generally speaking, the comps in the surrounding area aren't really in that $18.5 million range, so it's no wonder he's having a hard time selling this place. I mean, I'm no appraiser, but I think we can agree that we definitely have a solid home here that's sitting in a really good location that was definitely designed right. But all of that being said, it is one of the more expensive homes in the region, and with us kind of being in a sketchy market right now, I don't think that Zedd is selling this house anytime soon, unfortunately, unless he continues to drop that price. So like we just saw a minute ago, Zedd originally put his Beverly Hills house up for sale in July of 2021, and by September of 2021, even though that old house hadn't sold yet, he'd already closed on his new home in Encino. This house in Encino was owned by the singer Joe Jonas and his wife Sophie Turner. They picked it up in November of 2019 for $14,100,000. So flipping the house over to Zedd in 2021 for $15,200,000 was a pretty good financial move. They made around $1 million on this deal in less than 2 years. As far as the location is concerned, this one is located at 3904 Valley Meadow Road in Encino, California. We don't talk about Encino here on the channel too much, but it's another nice and ritzy pocket on the west side of the 405. It's only like a 10 or 15 minute drive from where Zedd used to live. As far as the home itself, this one has a really cool vibe to it. The backyard has got plenty of places to sit, another long linear pool that's perfect for doing laps, and then this huge tree that's kind of the centerpiece of the landscape. Moving on to the living room, this is totally one of those indoor-outdoor living rooms. You can hardly tell where the living room ends and the backyard begins. At the entrance to the house, you've got another pivot door just like his old house, and then it looks like we've got an office here around the corner and then a staircase to the right. This house is 2 stories. He's got a dining room that seats a ton of people and a huge wine room over here off the dining area. And speaking of plenty of seating, the kitchen island is also one of the longer islands I've ever seen. It's got this live edge wood piece here on the countertop, which is pretty cool. There's a total of 11 bathrooms in the property. The master bedroom is huge. It's got vaulted ceilings. There's a patio over there to the left, another patio to the right, and then it's got this fireplace. Other than that, it looks like this place has a few more amenities than the other one. It's got a really massive master closet. There's a gym in here, a spa, a movie theater, of course, and an outdoor bar. So Zedd definitely ended up in a pretty cool house and a location that probably just better suits him, but kind of a bummer that he found himself in this market where the house just won't sell. We do finally have some good news from the Fed recently in regards to the direction of interest rates. So it's possible that with rates tapering back down, we may see some relief in the real estate market soon. And even though some people think that interest rates don't affect these higher priced homes, trust me, they do. Even celebrities are using mortgages a lot of the time. I hope you guys had fun with today's episode. If you did, hit the like button or leave a comment before you go. I'll see you next time.